In this video, we're going to focus on how we can create swappable bar charts in Chartjs. So you can see here we have all these values here, and let's swap Sunday with Monday. So you can see here we have the selection. If I select here on Sunday, look what happens. Instantly the value of Monday moves here, and the color as well, and the labels matching as well. And so we can change this with Thursday. You can see Sunday is moving here, and let's move this now with, or let's move Thursday with Friday, and you can see what happens here. They swap as well from purple to green. And so we can play around with this. So let's start to explore how we can do this and making sure that this all works nicely. In this video, we're going to answer one of the viewers' questions, which is how to create swappable bar segments in a bar chart in Chartjs. And this question came from one of my other videos about how to create an on-click button to change the chart types. Then if we scroll down in this video, you will see eventually that here the question came from Sun Heck. A special thank you to Sun for asking the question, and this is what Sun asked. Hey, can you make the column swappable? I mean, the characters can be switched, and converted to each other. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make it swappable. So how can we do this? Well, first of all, we need to get a default code. To get the default, go to chartjs3.com, getting started. And then you might notice this. For some reason, my Google Chrome gives this error. Anyway, let's copy this entire chunk of code here. Copy this, and if you want to understand what this code is, please watch this specific video here that explains the JavaScript of that code. So in here, enter and paste that. And once we did that, I'm going to cut out this, and then I'm going to paste it here. And then save that and refresh. And now we have a nice bar chart. So what we want to do now is we want to put in here two drop-down options. And these drop-down options will give us the control to make them swappable. So in here, what I'm going to do here, very simple, I'm going to create basically a drop-down or a select. And this select has a on-click functionality or on-change. And the reason why on-change is that when the value changes, something should happen. And what I want to do is, when we select one value, we should not be able to select it at the other side, which makes sense. So what I'm going to do here, on-change, and then this would be, let's say, swap bar. Swap is a P and then bar. And then I will close this, and then in here we're going to put in the option, and the option is basically here a value, and the value would be just the labels in here. I'm just going to grab these labels. I will do nothing fancy at all. So it's a Monday, and this will be Monday as well. What I'm going to do here, paste, paste, paste. 7 times in total. There we are. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, this is Friday, and Saturday, and finally Sunday. Same here. Sunday, Sat, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. Alright, so what I want to do here, make sure that this is an ID so we can identify the item. Because we want to make sure that if we select one, it should affect the other one. So what we're going to say here, swap number 1, and then we're going to create another one here, exactly identical. But this will be swap number 2. So that's why if we select on swap 1, Monday should be disabled on swap 2. It's very simple. So if we save this now, refresh, we see here now we have these two options here, beautiful. Of course, nothing has happened, because we need to create the function. So we're going to create a function here. And let me just put in here some extra enter so you can see it nicely in the center. So what I'm going to do in here is basically this. We're going to say a swap bar, that's the function, swap bar. And then in here, what we want to do first is to grab the ID name of this. So I'm going to say here, document.getElementById, and this ID will be called swap1. So once we have this, I want to also have another one for swap 2, but I will say here constant swap 1 equals this. So we don't have to repeat itself consistently. Then we do another one here, swap number 2 equals the ID of number 2. And then what I want to do is the following. What I need to do is the following, and that's this here. I want to go into this ID. Well, basically what I wanted, if whatever we selected here we need to figure out how can we disable the option that is matched with the same value. So this will be very important. To do this, I need to use here a query selector. So I'm going to say here constant, and I will say this is the swap to options. Basically all the options, and this is document dot query selector all. And this query selector all has the hashtag, which means ID swap number 2 space option. Once we have this, we can now start to play around with this, because this here has now basically all the nodes. You can almost see like an array. It looks like an array, but it's not an array. It's basically a node list. And this is very important. There's a certain difference in that, because a node list will also grab all the text points, and it's not really an exact same thing. So what it really is there's certain explanation where it's quite technical. I will skip that for now. I might make a separate video for that. Anyway, what is very important for us is the following. I want to grab here basically the value, and this value here, well, you can see here, if I would say here dot length and do a console log, you will see it will indicate how many items we do have matching with this query selector condition. So if I save this now, refresh, open up developer tab, you will see here, if I select one of these options to trigger it, you can see a length of 7. So that will mean that this is correct. Of course, if you think about array is usually 1, or it start with 0. So I need to do here a certain thing. What I'm going to do here is the following. I'm going to say the following. What I want to do is here for loop. And I'll say let I equals 0. And what I want to do is that I want to loop or iterate. That's why the I stands for iteration, basically. So I want to iterate. And iteration means to repeat yourself. In other words, loop. So to iterate yourself or repeat yourself X number of times. How many times? Well, length of 7 minus 1, because we started 0 here. So then semicolon, then we say I plus plus. Once we did this, now we're going in here, and what we're going to do is the following. We're going to say here if, this is very important, this is the if statement. This if statement will grab the ID name of swap1 dot value. What I really want to do here is basically if the value that we selected in swap1, or the drop down option of 1, equals option of the same text or value, in that case disable that one. That's basically what we're going to do. So we're going to say here equal, and I'll just do, well, let's see if equal strict works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, depends. I guess in this case it will, because both are string values and they're very exact, including the caps locks or capitalized letters. So what we're going to say here, we're going to grab here this one, and then what I want to do here, I will say here I, and the I is for the iteration here, so we're going to loop through all of these items, and then we say here dot value. So if the value of the selected swap1, which is the drop down, or the select option has been selected, equals to the option, in that case I want to disable it. So if this is true, so in that case I will say here swap1, basically this swap1, or sorry, swap number 2 with the iteration of it, which is the option. Then we say here dot disabled set on true. If this is not the case, and else do nothing, but I want to make sure that we set this on false. Why? So we always undo if ever we change it. If we don't do that, it will always maintain this disable. It doesn't undo it because there's no undo functionality. So if I save this now and refresh, we should have something here. So if I click this now on Tuesday, you can see here now Tuesday I cannot select, but I can select Wednesday. So now if I select Thursday here, you can see here Thursday, now that one is disabled. So we have now one part ready. So this is the most, what I would say, the one that we should think along here. And if I do on Sunday, let's see what happened here. Alright, Sunday is not working. That will be interesting. Alright, let me just remove this -1. Maybe we don't need that one. Put here on Sunday. Go back here. Alright. So we don't have to do the -1 apparently because it is smaller than. And I didn't do smaller than and equal. So if you do equal, then maybe you have to do -1. Anyway. So now this works. So we have this done here. So what I want to do now is start working on the item itself. So because what we need to do now is basically here in this data, we need to swap value. So if I select Monday to Wednesday, this will be Monday and this is Wednesday. I want to move the 6 here and I want to move the 18 there. So we're going to swap them. And luckily, swapping can be easy because we have a functionality for that. So what we're going to do in here, I'm going to say first of all, constant. And I'm going to say here the selected index number 1. And the selected index number 1 is basically we need to grab the index of. And what I mean by that is I'm going to search here. Let's say Monday would be index 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I would select Friday, I would need to get the index value of 4 because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get this information. And then we can start gradually swapping them. So what I'm going to do here now is the following. We get this here, and then I say here data. And if you're wondering why data, I'm just going in here. In this constant of data, then we're going to, well, let's get the labels first. So if I select Monday, we have here the labels. So I'm going to grab this. Say dot labels. And then I'm going to say here index of. And the index of is basically here swap value. So once we have this, I will do another one as well for the second one, and then I'm going to do a console log so you can see it. So you have this one here, alright. Then I will say your console log. Let's do the selected index. Put that in there, save that, refresh. So once I refresh, and if I select here now Friday, it should show here number 7 and number 1. Alright, what is the number 7? On the 21, oh, that is this one here. You can see this length. We don't need that one. Let's save that again. And number 32 should be already the correct one I see. So here, Friday would be number 4. That's correct. If I do Monday, it should be 0. And if I do Sunday, number 6. There you are. So you can see this works now. So with this number, we can now start to swap. So what I'm going to do here, you have to pay attention here. This is a ES6 functionality. So it works wonderful. The only thing is that it becomes quite a mess if you have long text. And we will have a slightly long text here. We can make it shorter by refactoring it. Maybe that will be even clever. But let's start with it first. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put in a bracket. And this bracket will basically say the following. I'm going to say here let's get here the data labels. So I'm going to say here the data labels here will be equal to this item here. So this is the index number. Remember what we have selected. That is this number here that will be now in here. And then I'm going to do something else as well. Then I will say here, once we did this, comma. And then I'm going to say here exactly the same, except this will be number 2, which is this one here. So then we say equal. And basically we're going to do exactly the same here, except now we're going to swap them. So we're going to put them here, just this, and then we move this, we put here number 2, and this is number 1. As you can see here now, if we do this, and then what I'm going to do is semicolon, and then I say here, my chart dot update. So we're going to update the chart. So if I save this now, we'll refresh. Let's see what happens if I change here to Tuesday. You can see here now, Monday has been swapped with Thursday, sorry. Monday has been swapped. So if I change now Thursday with Wednesday, what happens is Wednesday moves here and Thursday moves there. Alright, so this swapping now starts to work. What I want to do now, of course, is do the numbers as well. So how can we do it then for the data and all the other items? Alright, so in here, instead of labels, what we need now is the following. How do we get there? Let's look at it. We go from labels, we go to data sets, and then go to data. So I'm going to grab data sets, and data sets is always indexed 0 because it's an array as well, starting 0. Here we only have one data set. So you go in here, let's look at its labels. Oh, no, not that one, sorry. I'm going to put in here so you can see it's not that messy. I'll call this the data sets and then data points specifically. So we go into data sets. We say here 0. And then we say here dot. And I'm going to get here data. And this here maintains. I'm going to grab this here, put it in here, and say this is number 1 now. Based on a selection. Oh, sorry, no. That one should be 0. That one should be 0, sorry. The only thing what would change is these two here, which is the number 1 and number 2 selected index. So, and then of course here, well, we can just copy this. This one will be now first. Make sure you pay attention on the arrays. Do I have them? Alright, you can see here, this is the array. So what I need to do here, let's delete this. I'll just say here bracket, paste this. Alright, and then I'm going to copy this one, but I have to make sure there's the ending bracket here. So if you will not, let's see, I'll just do it like this so you might be able to see it clearly. There's a bracket between here as well. Alright, and then maybe like this. So it's slightly more clear, I hope, because I know that this is getting quite messy. So I'm going to copy this, put it in here, and then here with the closing, or that one is fine. Alright, so this is for the data set. What I want to do, of course, as well is for the background color. So let's do this one, BG color. So we then here, but then we say instead of data, we're going to say background color. And the background color, of course, is just exactly here. Background color, this one. You can see it's also in the data sets, but then instead of data, we go to background color. Border color, same methodology, except then border color. So different object names. So I'm going to grab this, put it in the data here, replace data with that. Alright. And then finally here, and I will say this one will be border color. Border color. Just remove that one, and then we say here, this will be border color. And the border color we're going to paste in here, we will paste in there and paste in here. Save this, refresh. Alright, so nothing happens here, but now, well, let's change this one to Friday or Saturday. What is happening, you can see here it moves, it changes the color, and Sunday is black, so let's say we're going to say now it will be Sunday. You can see here, red was here, now it's moving there nicely. And of course we can do here on Thursday, and you can see Sunday is moving there. And you can see here it's being disabled here. Can I click that one? Let's do Wednesday, and like that. So this is basically how you can do it, and this is a real tricky game, how you get them back. So I guess here we need to have this Saturday, maybe we have this Monday, and then you can see here to put it back here, Monday must be with what is that? Thursday. There you are. And then we have here Thursday could be maybe Sunday, and there you are. Of course, I will not spend too much time on this. You can figure and play around with it on your own. However, this is how you can play around with this. And if you enjoyed this video, I will highly recommend you to check out another video that's also quite interesting. It's also quite good to combine together, which would be the understanding of data structures in Chartjs, which is extremely useful to combine these kind of things together.